Yes, you guys have StarLink. We covered that in the last episode, but yeah, you guys have StarLink.
No, I said we were planning on ordering it, but the order was finally placed on Christmas, and then we just got Dishy McFlatface yesterday, or yeah, I think it was yesterday. I think it's funny.
Yes, the iOS 7 update should destroy the iPhone 4S when Choku Kekaka, crush on Shawware, liked it when it gets destroyed so loudly, and then it will be also funny.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Teddy Magro from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is Alpha DeWolf.
And we have lots of topics to discuss, but first of all, I think we should get started with the obvious, which is that, if you're tuning into this episode right after it released, yeah, it's been about a month since we recorded. That wasn't because one of the times it was obvious because of me, because last week we couldn't record because it was Christmas Day, but the other times it has been because somebody's had some concerts to perform.
Yep, and we're gonna get an awkward angle of me for a little bit until my I did not realize my AirPods Max were at 4% battery, so you're gonna get this awkward angle for a little bit. But yeah, I had a bunch of concerts, most of it singing, though others playing. I mean, in case anyone forgot, I am a musician, so duty called and I answered. Whether I am healthy and lively or the opposite.
Yeah, but it's been quite a while, and we did actually have a FaceTime call last week when we talked with Tappy about the future of this podcast, and he's not coming back anytime soon, but we did have that conversation, and it looks like our show's gonna be all good. Our show's all good, so yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we shouldn't. But we always tend to take breaks at that time of year, anywho, whether they're intentional or not.
Mm-hmm.
As we always tend to have some weird fall hiatus, so I guess that's ours. But let's get started with our first topic, which is one of my most recent YouTube videos of making this podcast episode, which is about the Lark water ball I unboxed, but I immediately got rid of it because gave it to my mom, because what I discovered about the Lark ball that I did not like was that sure, it might kill germs with its UV light, and sure, it might have a water filter, that's cool, but the water filter takes up a ton of room, which you like ice in your water, that's not exactly practical. But the other problem is that it was horrible. It did not feel good to drink water out of. Like, it just wasn't a good experience. It wasn't one that you had a clear straw like my wall.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
yeah, indeed. At least I didn't buy an air up.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been picky about the types of containers that I drink out of, but
Yeah, neither have I. But
although I've gotten past the straw stuff, because for one, I don't know why, but somehow all of my water bottles in the past that have had straws, they've all tend to have been chewed at one point or another. So, yeah, I don't like the ones with the straws. And then also, ever since I became a dishwasher and I had a little sister with a bunch of sippy bottles and such, really grew to hate cleaning those. They're a royal pain to clean because most of the time you can't throw them in the dishwasher.
oh yeah, I hate cleaning those too. That's why. I mean, that's what I have managed to get my oil clean partially, but yeah, it's not the best to clean, but it works. So that's just what I'm doing. But shall I move on to our next topic? So did you get anything for Christmas?
Me?
Yeah.
I did get stuff, yes. I got a keychain. Because the flash drive I use that holds all of my data for the organ presets, that clip broke off. And so I had to get a new one. And so I wanted a new keychain that wouldn't break it. So I got that. What else? A lot of them are not really all that memorable. I got a pair of pajama pants. I'm not wearing them now. And do I have it here on my desk? Wow, this cable is very restricting. There's a reason why we've gotten past cables for the most part. I don't know if it's around here. I got something from my sister that I don't know why I need it. I'm probably just going to find a way to pawn it off. Not with money, but I mean, like, just hide it in a toy box or something and never deal with it again. Then the final thing that I got, I don't think they're in frame, but, oh, they are. Guitar stands.
Oh, that's cool. What did your sister give you that you don't want?
Okay, I'm going to have to find it. Give me a sec, because I got to take these off.
That's fine.
Oh, here it is. Put these back on. All right. This thing.
Is this your little sister or your older sister that gave that to you?
My older sister, actually.
What?
Yep. I don't know.
You don't even like stuffed animals that much.
Oh, you should see our bed. My sisters love them so much.
Oh, well, I don't have sisters, so I don't know much about that, but
So,
yeah.
but those are the main things. I'd argue my dad got the best Christmas present. He was laughing so hard when he unboxed them. My sister got him a pair of socks that reads, "World's best farter. I mean father."
I get that.
There's a reason why it's hilarious. But nonetheless, no, nothing really groundbreaking for me. Nothing all that important, tech-wise at least. This is a tech podcast after all, so.
Yeah, the reason why I put our Christmas presents up here is because I actually got lots of items for Christmas. I got a few tech gifts.
Yep.
So, I guess I'll go ahead and show. I don't know if I'll showcase all these or not because I'm getting kind of tired and we have like 2 hours left. But this stuff I got. I guess in terms of, well, first up I'll showcase some of the phones I got because I got some of these LG phones. They do for my dad. They do work, by the way. They're all just basically LG flip phones. I have a detailed video on my Christmas presents from 2025 that showcases all these and more in depth. So if you want to see those more in depth, then you can go here. But opening up this cabinet, which this will become very important later. This right here is Apple's first translucent plastic product.
Uh-huh.
This is a Newton eMate 300 from 1997.
Interesting. I am trying not to sneeze right now. If anyone hadn't guessed yet, I'm a little sick.
Usually if one of us is sick, usually it's me, so...
Yep.
I'm surprised I'm not sick because my mom is.
Yep.
That's beside the point. I got 2 iBook G4s. Let me pull them out. Yeah, 2. Yeah, I have 2 iBook G4s, and they both work. And as you can tell, okay, this one's not. This one doesn't have any juice left in it, but does this one? Yes, this one still has juice in it.
Huh.
That's not even the coolest gift, though. I mean, that's not the coolest Mac I got, because I also got an original early 2006 MacBook. That's a white one.
Nice.
And to top it all off, I got my favorite MacBook. It's gonna cost me a ton to upgrade, and this thing is just so freaking slow right now. A late 2009 MacBook.
Oh, is that the roundwood one?
Yep, I've wanted one of these for a few years now, but I haven't gotten. I put this on my list a few times now, but I haven't gotten one yet. But now I finally got one.
Nice.
I guess I could have also just bought one, but just because of school. Because I used to be really into vintage Macs back when I was in 7th grade, because when I was homeschooled and didn't have to spend much time on schoolwork. But returning back to in-person school is it's partially because my mom didn't really let me do homeschooling programs that take up less time. Yeah, it's reducing my time greatly on that I can collect Apple products. And vintage Macs take a ton of time, so, and money. I mean, vintage Macs aren't that expensive. They're a little more costly than collecting iOS devices. So that's those are the main gifts I got. I got other stuff too, like I got 2 Bibles. I didn't actually explain this one on my challenge, but I can't open this one but this was my grandfather's old Bible that he was gifted as confirmation.
Huh.
So I finally got that, but I'm getting a replacement.
Okay.
This cabinet
Oh, right.
has a broken door. Don't know whether you guys can see that.
A little bit.
So, I have a replacement cabinet that's here in this house that my dad and I just need to set up one of these days. It
Nice.
means I have to transfer everything out of this cabinet into a new cabinet. But yeah,
Oh, that's gonna
I
be
have a new
fun.
cabinet now.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm not excited for the transfer. And then I got these 2 Apple TVs. One's a 4th generation and one's a 4K 1st generation. So, and I also got stuff like candy, but those are really the highlights of my Christmas. But then something that one of my grandmother's neighbors gifted me, or gave me the next day, because something she was getting rid of, was this iPad Mini.
Huh.
This is not an iPad Mini, by the way. Did I fool you?
Where's the home button?
It's a new Vision. This doesn't. It's a cheap Chinese iPad Mini ripoff, so it doesn't really have a home. So it doesn't have a home button. But this thing, I plugged it in. Was able to reset it, but was able to get reset. But basically,
Oh, I forgot a big Christmas present. I completely forgot about this one.
but this battery keeps living. Please tell me that big Christmas present.
We have a satellite in the house.
Yes, you guys have StarLink. We covered that in the last episode, but yeah, you guys have StarLink.
No, I said we were planning on ordering it, but the order was finally placed on Christmas.
Well,
And then we just got Dishy McFlatface Was it yesterday or yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Please do not call it Dishy McFlatface. I hate that name.
I think it's funny. But yeah, the satellite's here. We just got to figure out how the heck we're supposed to mount it, because all it has is a stand for lying it on the ground. And if you know anything about the area I live, it's not really an option. So
I don't know where my dad has his StarLink satellite mounted. Of course, I've never been to his house, so...
Yeah, we have to figure out either we got to put it on a pole or we got to mount it to the side of the house. So we're still on our crappy internet service provider right now. We aren't on StarLink just yet, but the hardware is here. We just have to figure out how to mount it, and then we'll get roughly 20 times the data speeds we currently have right now. Finally getting an internet upgrade.
That's seriously great news, which will help this podcast a lot.
Oh yeah.
So Alf can upload the clips afterwards, and so that way we don't, like, there's some episodes where we can only call each other via audio.
Oh, yep. So the one thing with Starlink is I don't know how bad the dropouts have been, because obviously it's going to be bouncing back and forth between satellites, and when that happens, there'll be some hiccups, but I hear that it's improved drastically, but I don't entirely know how drastic that is, so there'll only be one way to find out. But first, we gotta mount Dishy McFlatface first. So
I think I got a title for this episode.
Dishy McFlatface?
Maybe. Depends on if we say anything else notable in this episode, but...
Maybe.
I'll have to remember that when we actually go to create the title, because I often forget this stuff when creating titles.
Yeah. The only other thing left is I did a little upgrade to my server, which... is this charged up enough now? Come on, give me batteries. 31... Yeah, that's fine. That'll last enough. Anyone notice anything different?
It's been such a long time, so I think I do. The housing looks gray.
I changed out the case.
Oh, that's right. You changed out the case. I forgot you did that.
Yep.
Although sometimes because you guys text so much. Since we text so much in the group chat, things have a tendency to get lost.
Yep. But I swapped out the case from the Dark Rock Classico to the Haven HS420. It looks a heck of a lot better.
I 100% agree with that.
And it'll still hold. Let's see. Can the camera see? 1, 2, 3, 4 3.5-inch hard drives. Which, I mean, Seagate makes like 24 terabyte, 28 terabyte high capacity 3.5-inch drives. So, let's see. 28 times 4.
28 times 4. Let me do the math. 28 times 4. That's
112. Yeah. That's plenty of storage.
Yeah, I think that's plenty for a surf.
So, yeah, put it in a much better looking case. At some point, I may or may not be swapping out the cooler for a hardline option.
Is that the one when you have water cool it?
Well, this is technically a water cooler too. It's just this is an all-in-one water cooler unit. You can't really swap anything out of it except the fans. So if something fails on it, you have to replace the entire thing. That, and also over time, due to the way physics works, these things, and this is actually the case with all water coolers, they will slowly lose coolant over time. So it will have to get replaced at some point. They say that they last on average like 5-ish years or so. So this has only been 6 months with this particular cooler, and I've barely done any loads with it, considering that. Well, I don't do anything intensive on a PC, but I don't know. Now that I have officially have my own copy of SolidWorks, I might attempt to get a GPU and see what I can do with this. I don't know. Though I need to build an entirely separate system first for the office.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I rolled the wheel onto my big toe of my chair, so...
Youch. So, I suppose I haven't turned it on. Oh, power supply's off. Let's see, come here. There's the switch. There it is. And there we go. Doesn't look that great on camera.
I was about to say, you usually have it on most. Huh?
Yeah. The light's getting blown out a bit on the camera, but, yeah, looks good.
Yeah, well, you usually have it on during podcast episodes, so...
Not all the time. It's usually been 50-50, actually.
Ah.
So. But nonetheless,
Again, I'm surprised I haven't noticed stuff like that, although, again, it took me how long to notice your iPhone 16 Pro Max?
dude, you're dropping the ball.
It took me so long.
You have always
to
been the
notice
most
that.
observant out of all of us, and yet you're dropping the ball as of late. What's going on?
How else have I been dropping the ball? I mean, other than noticing that your PC has only been on half the time.
So. Excuse me. Whoa, that's a big one. Oh. All right. That's all I can think of. We should probably move on.
Yes, so how about we move on to... So we usually do this every year on our podcast. We've done this every year since 2022, but how about we go over our tier list for Apple in 2025, which I'll let Alpha begin his since I already posted mine to YouTube.
Oof. I legit don't even know if we'll have time for that due to what else we have to discuss, but I mean, I can rapid fire through the most notable products I can think of, and so far, that's going to be a challenge. Honestly, nothing blew me away at all this year. Just nothing. And as a result,
Yeah.
I genuinely do not believe I can actually put anything into S tier. Like, it has to blow me away and be good to be in S tier. So...
Yeah, I put the iPhone 16e and iPhone 17 S tier, but I mean, they're still not... They're not like the 2024 Mac Mini.
Yeah. I mean, 16e through until September, I'd say it was A tier, despite the price increase, and I figured... Yeah, it's a bit on the steep end, but again, what a lot of people fail to acknowledge every single time is that they do not realize just how many upgrades that phone got over the SE.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I put the 16E in A tier, though I say it kind of slipped in September because you can buy the regular 16 I think at the same price, if not like $100 more, and it's not even that big of a difference in price.
I put the iPhone... the reason why I put the iPhone 16e up in S tier is because it's the phone I would recommend to most people. But compare iPhone, let me actually... iPhone 16e, iPhone 16... It's $100 difference.
Yep. The only other A tier I can think of, really, is iPhone 17. I mean...
Yeah, I also put that in S tier, but I mean...
That phone is so good. I mean, it didn't completely blow me away, but I am just a little surprised at just how excellent of a value that phone is. So, yeah, the regular 17 is an A tier.
Yeah, I put that in S tier, but that's just because that's the only reason why I put it in S tier is because it was because let me think it blew. Oh yeah, it's because it increased the base storage without increasing the price. So
Yeah. The iPhone 17 Pro, on the other hand, oof.
I don't remember exactly where I put.
I'm probably gonna put
Where
that
did I
in C.
I don't. I think I put that phone in D tier.
I was thinking either C or D, because the thing is, it's not completely
Yeah, I put the iPhone.
awful. So, because it's not completely awful, I don't
put the
really
iPhone.
know if I can give it less than a C. But I mean, I'm not impressed with the design. I
put
don't
it
think
in D
anybody
tier.
is impressed with the design. The material choice was a mistake. No matter how much people want to argue, oh, but cooling performance. Yeah, how about durability performance? I mean, that phone was designed for actual professional uses, and I think durability may or may not be an actual professional use case.
Yeah, and the iPhone 18 Pro isn't rumored to switch back to durability.
So, yeah, that's a disappointment. And then, there's nothing notable with the Series 11. So,
I put that in D tier.
yeah. I don't want to judge AirPods Pro 3 yet until I actually try them.
I put them in D tier.
Sorry, I gotta blow my nose again. We're gonna be doing a lot of that on the show today.
That's fine.
So, yeah, honestly, the majority of Apple's products are probably going to be ranging from D to B, something like that, in terms of, because they all seem mediocre. I mean, there are some that are good, that are fine, but it's like, I'm not wowed. I'm not surprised. I'm not blown away by anything. But there are a couple mentions that I'd like to put into F tier.
Are they the same the things that I put in F tier?
Maybe
Because I put
not.
4 procs in F tier.
Vision Pro is one of them. M5 Vision Pro.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, same.
And iPhone Air.
Same. I also put Vision OS 26 in the 2025 MacBook Pro M5 in F tier.
I don't think they're bad products, so I don't think they deserve F tier. It's just they're not notable. They're not exciting. They're nothing really all that special. Like, to me,
I
F tier, if
put
you're
Vision
going to
OS
put something in
26.
F tier, it has to be a truly bad product. And M5 Vision Pro, it's the biggest thing that really hurts it is the price tag. But then, price tag aside, it doesn't solve any problems. So it's just a giant waste of money. And then the iPhone Air is very self-explanatory. It is a horrible, just absolutely horrible value. It does not justify $1,000. Even if it's marketed as a luxury device. They skimped way too much on that thing to charge the money that they're asking.
I put the 2025 MacBook Pro M5 in there because it's not a real MacBook Pro, so they shouldn't be marketing it as such. And I mean, even then, just it's in a weird, confusing spot in the market.
Oh yeah, I
now, like it should
suppose
exist,
they
but-
have that one that's not running the Pro or Max chips. That's really stupid.
Yeah,
I still don't know why
that's
they
why.
bother
And
making
they
it.
didn't even update the M. They didn't even update the M4 line either, which is I don't understand. And then Vision, and then I put AirPods Pro 3 in D tier, and then I put macOS 26 Tahoe in D tier, so because it removed compact tab view and because it removed the launchpad.
Honestly, macOS 26 was really the most disappointing operating system this year.
Yeah.
because we lost tab view, the compact tab view in Safari. We lost, I'm going to call it the launcher because they renamed it to something else that is... My complaint isn't the name. My complaint is the actual feature itself. They changed it in a way that is just awful. I can't find anything in that menu anymore, even though it's been alphabetized. That, and I really don't like how they compacted it too. So if you're looking at this on a tiny 13-inch screen, because you can buy Macs with 13-inch screens, well, now it's going to be harder to sort through all of your apps because it's compacted into a smaller window, smaller real estate. That bothers me a lot.
I know. Launchpad is... I still have not updated to macOS Tahoe yet. This has been the first time I've deliberately not upgraded to a new macOS.
Yeah, I mean, I do it because I always do it. But, it's been a little disappointing. It's not awful to the point where I'm going back to Windows. And, Windows is on a whole nother level of just sucky terribleness. But, I'm a bit disappointed with what Apple's decided to do with macOS. And really design, the liquid glass has nothing to do with it. Honestly, I'm very much okay with the liquid glass. But the feature set, the functionality that they got rid of, that's where I'm really upset.
Yeah, because now if I actually want to search apps, I basically have to search it up in Finder like on macOS Snow Leopard or older.
Yeah. It's not good. So.
No.
But I will say,
I put all the,
iOS 26,
I put that in C tier.
I put it in B.
Do you want to know the main reason why I put all the other System 26s in C tier?
Go for it, yeah.
It's because the 26 is BS marketing.
It is.
I hate it.
It is. But the reason why I put it in B is because I was so fed up with iOS 18. I came so close.
Yeah.
So many times to literally popping my SIM card out of the XS Max and going to Android. I was that infuriated. Like, honestly, it got to the point of Windows bad. I couldn't make phone calls. I was having trouble sending text messages. Bluetooth wouldn't work half the time.
Speaking of text messages, we'll get onto that.
Yeah, so if it were flawless, I would have definitely put this in A tier. But it's not, because there's one primary bug that I'm having, and then I guess we just discovered the second one yesterday. But the primary bug that I'm having right now is anytime I am at the office with my work focus turned on, my phone, for whatever reason, will refuse to connect to my AirPods Pro until I turn Bluetooth off and on again.
That's dumb.
It is. So, that is the primary bug that I'm experiencing daily, actually. This is a daily occurrence. So, I really hope they fix this at some point. But, other than that, I can make phone calls again. I can actually kind of trust my phone to do what it's supposed to do again. And so...
That's valid.
That's why I have to give them credit, because I want stability. I mean, everyone wants stability. And Apple has been lacking on that for way too many years at this point. And I went bold in my predictions video that I uploaded today as of recording, actually. I made the bold claim about a year focused on stability.
iOS 27, there are actual rumors of it focusing on stability.
There are actual rumors, and due to major changes and some leadership in a few areas, Although last I checked, Craig is staying right put, so I don't think Craig Federighi's going anywhere. But I'm hoping that the change-up in leadership will be enough to allow them to focus. Okay, we're a hot mess right now. I think everybody can say this. Apple right now is a hot mess. All of their departments
shall I move on
have
to-
some... You know what? Actually, yeah, we can move on to
speaking
that.
of-
Because I have nothing else to talk about for the tier list, so if that's a topic in here, we can go into that.
All right, so I guess we should move on to topic number 10, which is that other executives at Apple besides Alan Dye are leaving.
I mean, what do we have? Lisa Jackson. That's the only one I can think of. There's a Kate... What's her last name?
Jeff Williams left.
Oh, yeah. I thought Jeff Williams left earlier.
Yeah, he might have, but either way, lots of big executives have left because of the big transition with Tim Cook likely stepping down. So
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that, but also over the whole
Most of them are
AI
at
stuff.
retirement.
Yeah. There's a lot of turmoil going in the company. Like a lot are close to retirement age, yes. So for some, like Jeff Williams seems like he's up there in years. There's a few others on there too. Oh, thank goodness Johnny Cerrugi is staying. Did you hear the rumors that he was thinking of leaving? Thankfully, those are false.
what does Johnny Cerrugi do? That's so important.
Apple Silicon Development. He's the head of that.
Oh,
Yeah, there was rumors being spread that Cerrugi was debating on leaving, though I don't know which social media page he confirmed it on, but he confirmed no, he's not going anywhere. He's staying at Apple. Which, thank goodness, Johnny Cerrugi would be a bad one to lose, because my goodness, this guy has been doing so well in the chip department.
I mean, yeah, and at least Craig Federighi isn't leaving either because Federighi has been up on Apple events since he was one of the main guys. Craig Federighi was one of the main guys to present macOS Snow Leopard.
He's got character. He certainly does. He's got a character that so many people have fallen in love with. Yeah. Nonetheless, yeah, a lot of Apple execs have been leaving due to... Honestly, I really do buy Quinn Nelson's theory, because it really does make sense. I mean, if you heard that your leader effectively is leaving, I mean, wouldn't that make you nervous about who the new boss is going to be? Who's in charge of you? Who you report directly to?
Yeah, I get that.
But then again, also, I mean, some of them have reached retirement age. Some roles are just straight up not needed anymore.
Yeah.
So, I can understand the mass exodus. I mean, Quinn Nelson did an excellent job of explaining what's been going on. If you want to know more, you should probably just go watch his video than have us try to explain
did.
business. Yeah. So, but, yeah, I hope that this change up in leadership would allow them to focus more on, okay, guys, this house is just a total mess. We need to clean up this house.
Exactly. And speaking of cleaning up the house, shall I move on to the topic above? This topic was actually trending right after we recorded our last episode, but we have...
Oh, really? So I'm not the only one with this issue?
It's about Alan Dye.
Oh, I didn't move up far enough. My bad. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. What was Alan Dye's role again?
He was the head of he was the head of Apple software design. He was the guy who created Liquid Glass. He left Apple for Meta.
Aha. Yeah, I can understand why people would be mad at him.
He was recording for we talked about him in our last episode, but Apple veteran John Gruber posted on his website about his dislike of Alan Dye. He called all of Alan Dye's work a bad dye job. Get it?
To that, I mean, if he was a bad person, then I can understand the resentment, but I mean, design tastes are all subjective. Because for one, I mean, I've said this before, I do like the design of Liquid Glass.
It wasn't about necessarily his taste in design, but it was rather about the way he managed stuff. And he didn't actually. And also, Alan Dye didn't come from a background of actually designing software, so he did. So that was one thing his coworkers didn't like, but he lacked experience in. But other executives are glad that he's gone. Basically,
you know, that would explain why a lot of people would describe iOS's design in past years as inconsistent.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when you thought about it, they've changed so many elements in various apps, but left others alone in others. And then it did feel like a design mess. I mean, iOS 26, the Liquid Glass thing, cleaned up a lot of this. Not all of it, but a lot. But, I mean, that would explain why I've been missing a lot of the software design back in the Johnny Ive era. And that's because it was clean. It was clean, it was functional, it was tasteful, and it was indeed very consistent. It was predictable. And yet, I feel when Johnny Ive left and Alan Dye took over software design, that started breaking down. I began to feel that... I don't know if
Alan Dye took over immediately after Johnny Ive left.
I mean, it came in slowly. It wasn't immediate, but it came in slowly. Let me see. iOS 13 came out with the iPhone 11. Yep, that with the iPhone 11 series, and that's when Johnny Ive left. He left right after the 11 series, if I'm not mistaken.
He joined Apple in 2006, so...
Because for me, I think I started noticing a lot of design inconsistencies, specifically with iOS 15. That's when I started feeling things were getting a little off in various apps.
I mean, the biggest thing that I know... I mean, iOS 14 was the first version where you could clearly tell that wasn't designed by Johnny Ive anymore because of the widgets and app library.
Yeah.
Like, then you could tell it was clearly not designed by Johnny Ive because Johnny Ive really hated that. I mean, I agree with Ive personally on that one. So iOS 14, you could tell was clearly not designed by Johnny Ive.
Yeah. But I didn't think it really started to deteriorate until iOS 15, iOS 16, and it just... a lot more design inconsistencies came in. I mean, everyone remember what happened to the Photos app?
Oh. Yeah. Everybody I know hated that.
I still don't like what they did with the music app. How you get some where you had the traditional method of scrolling back pages, but then you got some where, let me see if I can pull this up again. Oh yeah, so let's see. So I'm going to click on the Artist tab here in my phone. And if I go back, it swipes back like a page. But if I click on this playlist here and I swipe back, I don't like that. It feels inconsistent. It feels like somebody didn't really care. So, but other than that, I mean, I don't know too much about how Dye was managing his team, but hopefully now that he's gone, we might see some better designs and return to simplicity. But then again, that all depends on what happens with the new management, and we have yet to see who's going to take all of that up. So, I've got nothing else to say on that. I'd say it's time to move on to the next topic.
Alright, so our next topic, which is actually up because we skipped around, is the Idiot Award.
Ah, yes.
The lovely Idiot Award. I think I've probably got a bunch of these.
Well, considering it's been a few
weeks,
weeks,
seems
I
to hit
wouldn't
your
be shocked.
mailbox.
Yeah, here, I got an Idiot Award. The camera would focus. Let me turn that brightness down.
I can't see it.
It's at the top.
I can't see it.
It reads first. Oh.
Oh.
First to make yourself look like a doofus. Congratulations.
Alright, so so this is my first one, my Blink Outdoor 4 XR unboxing, which is making an unboxing with the box closed, like it's spelled COOCED. Nice. That's nice, well closed. But also, I didn't have the box closed in that video. I remember that specifically, so yeah, that's... And then I replied to him, if I kept the box closed, I would not call it an unboxing. Oh, this is the one on your airport time capsule video.
Oh. Oh yeah, that idiot.
Blank.
I'm
Maybe
reading
that'll
from
be
a
a
teleprompter. What do you want?
Maybe that'll have to be a title of this episode.
Where's my trash can? Oh, right there. I'm gonna have to change that bag out in a little bit.
Oh, here, this is one I had of Anchor's Soundcore Select 4 Go unboxing and test, and this guy commented, not a very helpful video. The first third was spent on simply trying to get the box open. Yeah, that's what the purpose of this video was.
Unboxing.
Yeah, oh, and then this is my comment on, is iOS 7.26 usable in 2026 video, and this one guy commented, yes, the iOS 7 update should destroy the iPhone 4S when Shoku Kekaka, Prashant Shaware, liked it when it gets destroyed so loudly, and then it will be also funny.
What the heck?
I replied, I do not comment what Shoku Kaka nor Prashant Shaware are.
Guy's got a funny way of insulting. So.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that it for the Idiot Awards?
Yep. Now let's move on to our iMessage image glitch.
Oh yeah, that thing. This was a bug we just discovered yesterday. So Dishy McFlatface came in yesterday, and as a result, I wanted to send the group
Alpha
chat
tried to
picture.
send...
But the picture I sent, you care showing them?
Let me get... He was supposed to send this image, but what he actually sent was At first, this image, which in case you can't tell, is literally just a bunch of random static lines. And then this image of a bunch of random stack lines. And did it look like this on your end when you sent it?
No! In fact, let me show you. Let me show you what I have on my end. So, messages.
And it looked exactly like that. And it looked like that on all my devices too, so I know it wasn't just an iPadOS 18 bug.
So, this is what I have on my end.
iPhone right here, and my Apple Watch is the same thing.
Yeah,
so it started. What?
Yeah, see? That's what I said. That's what it looks like on my end. I first started off by saying, what is it? Oh yeah, I sent an image with the text, well, look what came in the mail today. And I sent the picture. And I was confused by when you asked, what is it? And, I mean, because it was clear on my end, so I said, StarLink, it's on the box. And then he replies to me, no, it is not. So I tried to send a screenshot with the box, with StarLink circled on it. And then he tells me what he's seeing on his end, and he said, those look like two magenta lines with a bunch of dots. So finally I asked him for a screenshot, and then he shares me what the heck was going on.
I don't know. This clearly wasn't. This wasn't necessarily an iOS thing because it was came up for me on my iPhone, Apple Watch, and iPad like that. Let me see if it comes up on my Mac like that. Yeah, it came up that way too on my Mac.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no idea what happened. That's the first time I've seen that.
Yes, same, but speaking of weird things, shall I move on to our next topic, which is shocking and probably why there's an iPhone Air 2?
There is? What the heck?
Why there's rumored to be one. Yeah, the iPhone Air, turns out it broke sales records in China by selling out in the first 5 minutes of pre-orders.
How?
I don't know. That just happened.
That doesn't make sense. People aren't that rich in China.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That makes no sense. Just like my nose. Oh no, the box is almost empty.
I don't usually blow. Have you tried just not blowing your nose when you have a cold like me?
Who said I had a cold?
What I do is I just... Huh?
Who said I had a cold?
What do you have?
I don't know.
Well,
I just know my nose has a lot of pressure and I'm a little short on breath. So...
What I usually do is I just usually basically just keep it all held in and very rarely blow it in. And if I have to, I use my shirt.
Yeah, nonetheless, no, that makes absolutely no sense why that phone is selling so well in China. It's a terrible value. It's like they've got so many solid options that cost way less than the iPhone Air.
And they have the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone 16e and the standard 17.
I mean,
not to mention all Chinese
I would kind of
filmmakers.
expect this thing to happen in South Korea, where status is everything there. But China? Really?
Mind you, this is a country. I mean, South Korea has the same problem too, but China has most of the people in China are old.
Well, I mean, when they have rules about how many kids they can have, I wonder why. Okay, I do have to be right back because I need to get water. And I need to get another box of tissues, I guess. Oh, my nose.
Okay.
Just will not go away.
This is why I usually refill my water right before every show.
I polished my whole glass off. So.
Dang. Usually just go without water.
I can't. The air in here is so dry. It is so dry. So.
The air in here is dry too. Alright, take care.
Yeah, what? I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm going to have to go shopping tomorrow. We're out of Kleenex. I guess I used up the last box.
Are you sure you want to go shop? I guess you have to, but...
Dude, I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess that's usually... I mean, usually if I'm sick like that, usually I'll just go to school and maybe to my grandma's house, but nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go to work tomorrow, so if that's the case, then... I mean, there's only one box of tissues left at the office anyway, so I guess I'm buying 2 packs of Kleenex.
That's valid, but Sean, move on. But Sean, move on to... So if you're going to... So you know what you use to soothe your throat? With cold sometimes?
Oh, right. Sadly, this type is not all that sweet.
So, Megalag has finally posted his two more updates on Honey.
Ooh, oh boy. So, I assume we both watched them?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And my goodness, the very end where PayPal did respond to Megalag, he inserted that bit in the email. PayPal is in full denial right now. They are so terrified with what's about to happen.
I'm surprised Elon Musk hasn't commented anything about this because, you know, he started PayPal.
I mean, if I recall, he was basically kicked out or something because he doesn't really manage anything there. So, I guess he's not too upset over their potential hassle, but... I mean, it started off with... I was getting a little nervous about what was going on because I've heard of a dismissal that happened in court, which is not a good sign. And then, apparently, one of the founders of Honey, Ryan... what's his last name? I can never remember these stupid last names. But one of the founders wanted to try to debunk Megalag's videos.
Ryan Hudson.
That's it, yep. Except, I think Ryan Hudson might need a change of pants.
Do you wet them?
He may have done more than just wet them.
Oh!
Because, if I recall, was it... I think it was part 3, Megalag finally brought up Ryan's input into the whole thing. And he did a pretty serious job debunking all of Ryan's claims. Because a big thing that they brought up with was stand down. And they tried to...
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they tried to show proof that Honey was standing down when the rules applied, but, you can probably guess what Honey was not doing.
They've been only doing it when detecting... They've been only standing down when... They've only been standing down doing compliance testing. They're also distributing private codes.
Oh,
that are like intended for like employees and whatnot, which is causing businesses to lose so much money. They've been giving stores they've been adding stores to their platform without their consent. They've been searching the browser for competitors. They're targeting minors, and they're targeting minors despite data collection for minors being illegal.
That's the big thing that PayPal is trying to rebut against so hard. But I mean, it's like you've partnered with Mr. Beast. Who do you think the majority of his audience is? I'll give you a hint. It's not adults who have grown up and have jobs and regular lives to tend to. It's children. It's people under the age of 18. Plus any man or woman childs that have not fully grown up just yet and yet are over the age of 18.
Basically, people with Peter Pan syndrome.
That's one way to put it. So, yeah, if PayPal is adamant that they don't advertise to children, then why did I partner up with Mr. Beast? So, you got a response to that, PayPal? Because, your logic ain't logicking. It's not clicking. So, yeah, there was so much that he unpacked that I'm still trying to remember all of the details that he unpacked. I mean, I figured from the beginning, yeah, of course it's going to suck for businesses because their coupon codes are getting out there. Like, even before we've all known Honey's malicious intent. I just didn't realize how far they went with this. So, yeah, there's that aspect of it. And then, yeah, the business aspect is bad. The marketing aspect looks really bad for them. I mean, really bad. Their advertising has been questionable outside of just, advertising to children. I mean, they've been lying to so many buyers and partners about all of their stats. Then there's the practical extortion. They're practically extorting their non-partners that they happen to have stolen coupons from. Like, what the heck? What scummy behavior is that? And then the majority of part 3 was breaking down, I guess, their cheat code for detecting it. Okay, he related it to Dieselgate. That's how bad we're talking here. Dieselgate. Just, what scumbags? And what sucks is because they're such a large entity, I don't think they're going to get punished hard enough. They're just going to get a slap on the wrist from the government. And I legit don't think they're going to get punished hard enough.
Doesn't eBay own PayPal?
I don't think so. They partner with them, but I don't think they own PayPal straight up.
I thought they did. I guess they don't now.
I mean, I wouldn't want to own PayPal right now.
Yep, PayPal became independent in 2015.
So, yeah, that's it's looking real bad for them. So much to the point where they are trying to sue Megalag. So it's like, at this point, if you basically start releasing a bunch of stuff and you got a lawsuit coming after you, you might actually be onto something. I mean, they're trying for defamation right now, but none of their claims are adding up. None of their statements make any sense. Like, they're claiming where, oh, no, we don't target minors. We are a financial institution. We can only target 18 and up. But again, they partnered with Mr. Beast. And in that specific ad that Megalag has been showcasing a lot of, as of late, that specific ad is Mr. Beast effectively talking down to someone who seems like the age of 10 or 12. Maybe even younger. Because the ad starts off like, I want you to go to your mom's computer, your dad's computer, your brother's and your sister's computer and install Honey. How does that not sound like they're talking to children? Or advertising to children? It doesn't add up. And now they're trying to claim that, oh, the files that Megalag is showcasing, yeah, the Honey files, as he's calling them, yeah, those aren't real. Except he got them from the Wayback Machine, so I'm not entirely sure how accurate that is, because, I mean, if they found out Megalag did get access to all of their files, then I'm certain that by now they would have at least removed that code to try to hide the fact that they were pulling a Dieselgate. But it's like, guys, you can't hide from the Wayback Machine.
If it's a big enough company... The problem with being as big as Honey is that people archive your stuff.
Yep.
Small companies often can get away with stuff like that, but big companies can't.
And people are wondering
Or
why
small
people are
companies
trying
can
to
delete-
defund the Wayback Machine, or archive.org, the organization that runs it. Yes, they are actively trying to defund archive.org and the Wayback Machine. So that way they can put all of this scummy behavior in the past and nobody will ever figure it out.
Who is trying to defund archive.org?
A lot of big corporations that have a lot of shady stuff to hide. Like, PayPal's one of them. I'd assume Bloomberg is one of them because, Bloomberg is on a really bad track record for being not scummy.
Do you know how archive.org gets funded?
I don't. I'm not that savvy with it. I just know of its existence and what it's used for. But in terms of funding it, considering that I don't have any money to fund the platform as is, it's like, why do I bother looking into it? But it's becoming a very important tool it's been catching a lot of companies being scummy. Like PayPal for one, it's definitely doing that. Bloomberg is another. NZXT last year, if I recall, with their computer rental program. Holy crap! Did they try to sweep that under the rug? But I assume a lot of the funding comes from government stuff too. Because I would assume it's important for investigative firms like the FBI and other police forces, specifically in the cyberspace.
It receives in kind and it receives it receives financial donations from a variety of sources.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
It's foundations, government grants, and in-kind donations. So,
but there's a lot of lobbying in the government right now to try to defund archive.org. So, hopefully they can still continue to secure the funds they need to keep the Wayback Machine going. So that way we can continue to expose scumbags like PayPal and NZXT and Bloomberg and, I don't know, maybe some various files of the government at some point. I don't know. We're not going there. So, yeah. But yeah, the honey situation is not looking good. Mostly for Honey. I mean, obviously we still only have the perspective we've seen from Megalag's videos. So could there be something that we're not aware of? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. To my knowledge, the lawsuits are still ongoing. But part of me fears that PayPal Honey is not going to receive the punishment that they deserve for being just such true scumbags. So, that's all I have to say on that. It's just a bad situation. If you have anything else you'd like to add to wrap up, go for it.
I don't. But shall I move on to our next? But I think we should move on to our next topic, which is that many laptops are reverting back to 8 gigabytes of RAM due to the RAM shortage.
Oh, I have to add to that too.
Please do.
Many PC system integrators are starting to offer systems without memory.
Yikes.
So this is bad for two reasons. I'm going to dive into the laptop stuff first. The reason why it's bad on the laptop maker's end is all of these laptops run Windows. I have a laptop. It's not here with me. It's at the office. I have a laptop that runs Windows. And you might recall, a little while ago, I ran into a problem where I kept running into memory issues. And that was despite me having 16 gigs of memory. The reason why? Because ever since Copilot self-installed itself, my computer has been running at 10 gigs of memory at idle.
Yikes.
So here's the problem.
That's more than 8 gigabytes.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. If my system at idle with nothing running, all programs closed, the taskbar completely clear except for my pinned icons, it runs at 10 gigabytes idle. I don't know how much of that is Dell bloatware. I know Dell tends to run a little more than they should, but yeah, 10 gigs at idle is a problem. So if you will be buying Dell laptops with 8 gigs of memory, you're going to start to experience problems. And why is that? Copilot! Yay! Everyone's favorite, just totally favorite piece of software that Microsoft has ever nicely forced onto its users. But of course, because you can't sell anything that's not AI capable, do you think Microsoft's going to stop forcing Copilot in Windows on these cheaper systems that clearly will not be able to handle them?
No.
There's no way. So that means if you're looking in the affordable sector, all I can recommend at this point are Macs.
Same.
I don't know if Apple's going to decrease back to 8 gigs as the default. But the thing is, with macOS in general is so memory efficient. I mean, you get some PC hardware folks out there who complain, oh, Macs have been stuck at 8 gigs of memory so long. Thank goodness they finally started shipping with 16 gigs as the base. None of those hardware enthusiasts understand just how truly memory efficient macOS is. And so, if Apple were to downgrade the memory, I mean, would that suck? Would you be technically getting a worse value? Yes. But I don't think you're going to run into any usability problems, unlike Windows. If you do actually run 8 gigs of memory on any modern Windows PC today, I guarantee you're going to have a lot of memory issues. Again, my system runs, my XPS runs at 10 gigs at idle. So, thankfully, I found a way to finally uninstall Copilot. So now I'm down to 6 gigs at idle, which is still bad, but that's a Dell bloatware problem.
Yikes.
So, I'm now technically under the memory budget, and as long as you're not opening a million Chrome tabs, then that might work fine. But again, you have to first be able to uninstall Copilot, and they don't make it particularly obvious how to.
Which, of course, average Joes are going to be buying laptops with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Most likely are not going to know how to uninstall Copilot.
Yeah. So, for smart people like me, this isn't... I mean, it's an annoyance. I should not have to do this. Period. But, as an enthusiast and a smart person, yeah, I can figure out how to do all this stuff to make it actually work the way it should out of the box. But average Joes? Oh, crap. They don't do fancy high-end stuff on their laptops, so they're going to be more budget-oriented, more cost-effective, and that means they're going to be stuck with laptops with 8 gigs of memory that is completely incapable of running Copilot, and they're not going to know how to fix the problem. So they will be stuck with terrible computers until they decide to upgrade to hopefully something better in the future. So, yeah, it's looking pretty bad. And then that's the laptop space. What about the desktop space? So, granted, yes, memory modules are fairly easy to replace if you're into potentially learning something. Which most people these days are not. So I really hope. So far, all I know is it's there's two different types of PC builders. You got your OEMs like your Dells, your HPs, your Lenovo's, that type of system integrator, and then you got your SIs, which are system integrators, which they don't, unlike Dell, Lenovo, and HP, they don't actually go and design a bunch of custom stuff to try to cut costs on engineering. What they do is they literally buy off-the-shelf parts from Amazon or Newegg or directly from the manufacturer of said parts to get a discount, the same way that we would, and assemble those themselves. To my knowledge, it's just the SIs that are looking into selling PCs without memory. It's just, at the same time, you're buying a pre-built because you don't want to do what I did and take the time to figure out how to build a custom computer.
I know, and you're still gonna you have to have RAM in order to have a computer.
Yeah, computer no worky if you have no RAM. So that's a bit disturbing on that end, because the reason why people buy pre-builts in the first place is because they really don't want to work on them. They want it assembled and they want it done right. Although, sadly, from what I've seen in the industry, most people actually cannot figure out how to build a PC to save their lives. And I'm talking like system integrators and OEMs. Jeez, the quality is just so bad everywhere you look. But, yeah, the RAM apocalypse is still continuing. In fact, as of my comparisons to pricing is back in September, it's now 4 times what it cost than back in September.
That's bad.
My same memory
now I
kit.
can't even afford to.
Yeah, my same memory kit now costs $440, almost $450. And I paid $110 for that kit of memory back in June.
I can't. I mean, I looked into. I mean, I looked into upgrading the RAM and storage on my late 2009 MacBook because it's practically unusable right now with its current hard drive and RAM. But the RAM, because it's DDR3 RAM, the RAM luckily isn't too bad. It's like $40, which again is still a price increase. It's like double what it used to be. That's not too. But it's not too bad. So I figured DDR3 RAM would be like that. But the solid state drive.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's gone up so much.
Dude, remember when I said that I didn't want to spend the extra $70 per iMac to update the hard drives to SSDs in them?
Let me guess, that's way more now.
It's more than double than when I was in the process of working on those iMacs.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. It really sucks that Crucial exited the space because they were always one of the better values on the market. And yet, you can't buy Crucial products anymore because Crucial decided, or specifically Micron decided, regular average Joes, regular consumers, we don't need them. They're useless. Let's go to big AI like with NVIDIA and OpenAI and provide memory for all those data centers that will be oh so useful when this bubble pops. I don't know if I've stated on the show before, but I do believe this AI thing is actually going to trigger a global recession.
We have talked about it on the show, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a
because
video about it.
it's looking way more and more likely with just the money that they are dumping into all of this AI BS. Once they find out, just like I think Apple at this point has kind of figured it out. I think they figured it out. I think the bubble burst for Apple. Oh, funny enough, Gamers Nexus just posted a video on the destruction of home computers. Oh, it's his disappointment build. I've been watching a lot of him lately, not because I'm the craziest enthusiast for PC hardware. I mean, I do like tech, and PC hardware is tech, but the biggest reason I've been following him is because, dang it, he's been doing such a stupendous job on reporting on all of the AI BS that's been going on. So much so that Bloomberg actually tried to silence him at one point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're mostly Apple focused, so I won't fully recommend him to everyone because he is very much anti-Apple, even though he had admitted that in terms of a portable editing machine, a MacBook really would be the best choice. His problem is he really does not want to learn a new operating system.
Sounds like my dad.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. He's a busy guy. He's got stuff to do, but I mean, when you're looking for a laptop with a long battery life, solid performance for video editing, I mean, honestly, that is the MacBook's target audience, video editors. They're just perfect for it. Whether you use Final Cut or Adobe. And so I'm surprised that he admitted it because he is so into right to repair and upgradability and all that. But the number one reason why he would never use a Mac is because he does not want to learn Mac OS. And he also has a thing against computers you can't really easily upgrade.
I mean, one of my favorite YouTubers to watch is V Westlife, and he still uses one of those. He still uses a flip phone.
There are some people I just don't get. But
and V Westlife also drives a stick shift car.
In fairness, those are really fun.
He drives, I think, a Volkswagen. He drives a 2018 Volkswagen Jetta.
You can get those with manuals? Jeez.
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he drives a manual is not a problem. I like manual transmissions. I just wish the last time I've driven one would be more recently, instead of how many years ago when my dad busted the oil pan on the Jetta. Nonetheless, oh yeah, manuals are fun. They are fun. And I'm kind of sad to see them go. Well, they're kind of being tested in electric performance cars, despite that a lot of people would think, oh, electric cars with manual transmissions is just silly and stupid. The point is, these manual transmissions, they're not for the average Joe. They're for the enthusiast. And what's wrong with an electric car with an enthusiast driving style? I've got no problem with that. In fact, I would love to drive a stick-shift electric car.
I hate stick-shift cars.
Once upon a time, my grandpa actually had one.
He had a stick-shift electric car.
Have you heard of the Volkswagen Rabbit?
No.
So, the Volkswagen Rabbit is a tiny little Volkswagen. Hatchback, I'm assuming. And the initial life of this car started out as a gas car. There was a period where somewhere in downstate Michigan, there was a group of people that wanted to try to convert that Volkswagen Rabbit into an electric version, where it still retained its manual transmission, but they swapped out the gas engine for an electric motor. And they never got rid of the manual transmission. Sadly, shortly after that, the project ended up failing. The group filed for bankruptcy, and they sold the car to my grandpa, who later then converted it to a diesel.
Ah.
In fairness, battery technology at the time was not very great. So,
Was that in the previous millennium that he did that?
yeah, I believe this was in the 90s. Yeah, it's got to have been in the 90s. No, this was late 80s. Late 80s.
Ah.
Yep, that's what it was. Late 80s. And yeah, all they had at the time was lead acid batteries, and that is not a good battery technology for energy density in electric cars. There's a reason why most electric cars are using a lithium ion of some sort.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of cool. Either ways, we are way off topic, so what else do we have to discuss?
iRobot filed for bankruptcy.
Can I say I'm not sad?
Yes. You just did, so...
I mean, I've never really cared for the vacuum robot things because there's a couple of disadvantages that I can think of immediately. One is their weight. So how much pressure are they putting on the floor to clean it? It's more of a problem on carpet specifically. And then my dad found a bunch of videos where apparently the house pets may or may not have not made it outside to use the bathroom. And when the robot comes in...
yeah, my parents have found those videos too.
Yeah, it's a situation that may require some nose plugs. So, I mean, I love how we've automated a bunch of stuff like washing laundry and washing dishes.
Oh, yeah.
But the truth is, I don't really think we've automated cleaning our floors all that well. I mean, for one, you see my room is always changing. Do you think a robot vacuum is going to be able to handle my room that well?
Probably not.
So, and then the other thing too is, I mean, we have our Shark vacuum cleaner, and it's a hefty unit, but the heft is for a reason.
I mean, if they made robot vacuums bigger, then that would help, but they don't.
Yeah. Because honestly, that's my one concern with these robot vacuum cleaners. They don't look all that heavy, so I question how much pressure they're putting on carpet to scrape dirt and other stuff that gets caught in it, because carpet is really hard to get dirt out of. But then I also see the brushes that some of these vacuums have. I'm like, is this a joke? There is no way these brushes will ever work on carpet. There's no way. They're too light. They're too fragile. They're too gentle. So, I mean, if you live in a house with mostly hardwood flooring, then okay, it might work out just fine, but...
Yeah, for my house, it'll probably be just fine since we basically got rid of all our carpet.
Yeah, but for me, I do not like I do not like houses without carpet. I like soft floors on my feet. And as a result, there's a lot of carpet in, well, I don't own this house, but when I build a house, which may be happening at some point in the future, I don't know. Still looking into it. But when I build my house, the only places where I think hardwood floors make sense is a kitchen. Because, I mean, come on, that's going to be the messiest spot in your house. And potentially the dining area. The second messiest spot in the house.
What about cart bathrooms?
Okay, yeah, I guess bathrooms need it too. But they will definitely be having rugs. fact, I find rugs to be very helpful in bathrooms because they absorb a lot of water, then keep it off the floor instead of just having to wait for it to evaporate. So, but no, nonetheless, unless it's a kitchen, dining room, or a bathroom, it will be a carpeted house. And I don't think those robot vacuums are up to the task to clean carpet.
Oh, and by the way, iRobot also is selling off their vacuum division to a Chinese firm, so...
Ooh, yay!
More... the inventor of...
more Chinese. Like, anybody ask for that?
Yeah, I mean, I get the main merits of China, but it is kind of sad to see them go, given that they invented the category. But from what I understand, they've also been stagnating compared to competition, which is also not helping. But yet,
yeah, I'm still debating on whether or not I should get the washer dryer hybrid machine, because my goodness, those things are expensive.
Do it! We have one in our house and it's amazing because you don't have to switch back and forth between the washer and dryer. Like I often start low laundry and then I can just go off, do whatever else I want, and then when I get back, boom.
How long does a cycle on that thing take?
I think it takes like an hour and 50 minutes.
Because that sounds about right. I mean, both our washer takes an hour to cycle through clothes, and our dryer takes an hour too. So I was kind of curious, are there any time savings? Because, well, you don't have to switch machines.
Yeah, there are times. I mean, it's just like one thing I like to do is I can get a little laundry going like before I'm about to go to head to like a school game, or for you, church.
Well, I get there 2.5 hours early, but that's me.
Oh right, you live in a bigger house, so you probably have to clean it as soon as get everything unpacked as soon as you're done. Yeah,
dude, I cannot do laundry away from the house. I can't just put my laundry in and go out and do something, and like everyone complains whenever I do that. So every time I do laundry, I have to be home and not going everywhere, because they want to use the washer and dryer too, and I'm not there to cycle it.
Granted, there's only 2 people in my house, so
yeah. There's a total of 5 in this one. Because that only leaves the one final question. It's just reliability. I don't know about the reliability of those things, because you're mixing water with potentially 30 amp heating elements.
I think they keep them separated, so it should be fine. But it's also, I'll get back to you, but so far it's been working great.
Is your dryer function a gas or electric?
Oh, it's electric. Yeah, we don't use gas in my house sometimes my mom uses it for heating, but yeah, we basically don't use gas. And when I grow up and get a house of my own, I'm going to make sure to get all the gas lines cut off.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't do that, because as much as I love heat pumps, it gets a little too cold for them up here, and they need to be subsidized with or supplemented with other source of heat. And I'm sorry, electricity here is so expensive. It's 24 cents a kilowatt hour.
Yeah, I live far enough down south where a heat pump will be just fine. But for you, no, you probably shouldn't get one. But for me, it's fine.
Yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to move to North Carolina. So a heat pump makes sense.
The main reason why I want to get all the gas out of my house is that there's no risk of carbon monoxide.
That's a good point.
Or I mean, there theoretically may be like very little risks somehow, but I mean, yeah, but you eliminate the risk of carbon monoxide if you get your gas line out.
Yeah, so for me, I'm probably end up. I mean, I don't know the exact heating source options because I don't know where all the lines are on the property that I'm looking at. But if I can do natural gas, I think that's what I want to do, because if you can't do natural gas up here, your only options left are oil. It's a product similar to kerosene, and that stuff is incredibly expensive. So expensive, there's a reason why this house has two separate main sources of heating. We have the oil furnace, which is really expensive, and we only run it in the summer just to run our water heater, because our water heater runs off the furnace. And then our wood stove. I don't know about you, but I'm a little tired of constantly having to move wood in the winter. Huh?
Didn't your dad build a wood stove too?
He built two of them, actually.
Ah.
Yeah, all custom designed. But because when we initially moved in here, all we had was the oil furnace, and that was way too expensive to run in the winter. So, what is cheaper? But my goodness, is it exhaustive? And unfortunately, it's year round. Because you can't just buy like firewood from a gas station. That's oh no. What you gotta do is you gotta order it by the semi-truckload. I'm not even joking. Gotta order it by the semi-truckload. You gotta split the logs into smaller logs. And then you gotta split the wood even further from that. And then you gotta store it somewhere. You gotta do all of this stuff in the summer, because it would suck to have to do this in the winter time. And as a result, it's a year-round thing that I'm putting up with it for now, but I really do not want my house to be heated that way. I would rather just pay a gas bill just for that. I mean, if I could get away with a heat pump up here, I would. It's just the electricity is way too expensive, and it gets way too cold up here for those things to run efficiently.
Isn't it also too... aren't there also some days in the summertime when you have to heat the house anyway?
No, usually not, because the sun, we have a lot of windows in our house, which I know is terrible for thermal efficiency, but it does mean the house actually does get pretty warm. And so as a result, we don't really have to run the furnace that much in the summer. The only reason why it pretty much runs in the summer at all is just for our water heater, because that's where the heat is coming from, for the water heater.
Mm.
So
that makes sense, but yeah, because I was about to say, like, you didn't even have to run the heat in your house the one time it snowed in July up there.
Well, I didn't live up here when it snowed in July, so honestly, I don't even think I was born when it snowed in July.
Oh.
And if I was, then I was still living in Menominee. So I don't think I was here when that happened. But no, the occasion where the house needs to be heated in the summer, it's not very often. It still needs to be heated in the spring for the most part. But
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but come summertime, no, the sun pretty much does all the work.
Yeah, my house, well, from June to August, I should say, because there's very few days in September, depending on what kind of September we get. Sometimes I have to, but from June to August, I don't think there's been any days when I had to put on pants because of it being too cold.
Well, given you're in the South, I would be shocked if you needed pants other than for work purposes.
And in most September days, I usually don't have. There's some years when I don't have to wear pants in September. Usually in May, especially in the earlier part, there's usually like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 days I have to wear pants. Usually there's no days when I have to wear a jacket in May. I basically never need a jacket in September. In October, I might need to in the later part, but in the earlier part, nah, you don't really you usually don't need one. And then so really the only month in April, I mean, April is usually about 50-50, where there's like half the days when you don't need a jacket. There's a few days where you can wear shorts, but there are some days when you still do need some warmth, and
I will also note
really
too.
only five.
Yeah, I will also note too, because I live so much further north compared to you. I'm a little used to colder temperatures than you. I mean, I'm not saying I love them, but I'm a little more used to colder temperatures. Like, I don't really find myself needing a sweatshirt until we actually reach 50 degrees.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, wow, you really need to get. Wow, I might need to get tough like that, because generally I find myself only needing a. Generally, I find myself putting on a jacket as soon as it gets to 56 or 55 degrees or below.
Yeah, for me,
but generally the one thing
I don't need one until 50 degrees.
Wow, you're pretty. But usually I do need a. But one thing I found that helps me quite a lot is usually if it's below 50 degrees, I will always wear gloves. If I'm going to be out for any extended length of time, I always put on gloves and earmuffs, because that helps me a lot if it's below 50 degrees. But I'm trying to, this winter I'm trying to brave the colder temperatures a little bit better, but what I'm trying to get to is that there's usually only 5 months out of the year that we have to heat our house constantly, and then in October and April we usually have to for a little bit. But there's even some days that we don't need heat, and even in January and February, like there's some days when I can still wear shorts.
Yeah.
And by some day I mean like 3 sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez, my head hurts. All right.
But to be fair, your people will probably feel that they're about to die if you guys come down here and experience 90-degree humid summers.
Oh, dude, we don't have to. That's the type of summers we get up here.
It doesn't usually get up to 90 degrees where you are, though.
Usually mid-80s is around the average, but we will have days where we will exceed 90 degrees. And the humidity will just be awful. And the reason why is because we are so close to the lake.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so no, our summers get miserable up here. In fact, you might recall a few times over the summer where I'll complain I am roasting in my room and I have to have so many fans going. It's because it'll be in the high 80s and the humidity is going to be just sky high. I have to run air, otherwise I will boil in this room.
That doesn't sound bad. Or that doesn't sound that bad, I should say. Outside. Inside, that would be miserable. I remember that one day I remember back in May when our AC went out.
Oh, that's gotta suck in the South. That's really gotta suck in the South.
Like a lot of people will argue against year-round schooling, saying that many schools don't have air conditioning. Like, I'm sure in the UP schools do not have air conditioning.
The higher, how do I want to put this? The higher budgeted schools do have air conditioning, and I'd argue they use it excessively. But schools like the one my mom goes to, they don't have as high of a budget, and her room doesn't have air conditioning, so it gets hot during the beginning and end of the school year. But also, I think their heating system is severely undersized for the building, so it gets really cold there too.
Yeah. Yes, that would make sense, because but a lot. I mean, I'm not saying that year-round schooling should happen, but I mean down south, there's no exception. Our schools have to have air conditioning because we start back usually at the very beginning of August.
I mean,
where
even
am.
that
It
is
depends on where you are
aside.
in
You've
the-
got a crazy number of humans in a building.
Yeah. And then we usually get out in the middle of May. So, yeah, you have to have. So, in August, most of September, a little bit of October, and then maybe a few days in April, and for a good amount of May, you're going to have to have air conditioning. And I'm not even talking about, like, kids still have to go to school oftentimes in the summer for, I mean, sometimes there will be classes that will be offered in the summer, but also for like, practices and such. So, yeah, you have to have air conditioning at schools where I live in the summer. There's no way.
Yeah.
You have to have a...
I mean, you used to be surprised that actually most buildings, even up here, they also have air conditioning. Our house is a little bit of an outlier, but the reason why we've never bothered to install it is, I mean, yeah, I hate boiling at over 80 degrees in this room, but the problem is it only happens a few days out of the year, to the point where it's just hard to justify both the installation cost and, because our electricity up here is stupid expensive, the energy cost to run it. It doesn't make sense for how hot and how frequently it gets boiling up here.
Yeah, I mean, most people that live as far north as you do in the United States, I can understand why they wouldn't install AC now. Where I live,
But they all have it, though.
if you don't install AC...
I think I've only been to one house, other than mine, in this entire area that does not have air conditioning. Every other house does.
Huh.
And do they run in the summer? Yeah,
Well, I see
well,
why.
of course. I think it's excessive because it really chills the rooms to an excessive degree. But
Where I live, if you don't have air conditioning, then
no, yeah, you probably die of heat stroke down there.
I mean, it wouldn't. In Southern California, they often could. Of course, we all know what happens to what's with their air conditioning,
Oh yeah.
because the power grid is controlled, so that way you can't have air conditioning down there.
Yeah. Part of
That's
me
not
is
fine.
debating of eating the cost of potentially adding a solar system to the house. But there's a couple caveats that get in the way of that. For one, it'll be approximately an additional $10,000 to add solar panels to the house.
Valid.
Which, it's expensive. But then another thing too, I don't really want a big yard. Because that means you have a massive yard you need to maintain over the summer.
What? You don't want to... Please tell me you're gonna at least have half an acre.
Oh, what's the size of it? It's definitely larger than an acre. I know that much.
Okay, phew. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
What I mean is, like,
Okay,
I
then,
want
yeah,
a
I
lot
was
of
about to say,
trees.
'cause if you have...
I want a lot of trees. I like trees.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was about to say, because I mean, even though a big backyard isn't quite as important up there, I mean, your kids are still gonna. If you have kids someday, then they're not gonna like you very much if you have a small backyard.
Oh, they did. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm obviously buying a plot of land larger than an acre, but no, what I don't want is like a big open yard that needs that takes like 4 hours to mow on a rider. Not even like pushing. Like, I mean, 4 hours to mow on a rider, because that's currently what I'm dealing with now, and it's like I don't want to waste my time doing that. I want to waste my time doing chores. So if I can optimize the build of this house to minimize how much time I spend doing chores, it'll allow me to allocate it to other things that are either more important or, I don't know. I have not been very social in terms of my general area as of late, and I'd like to get out and do more events. But no, nonetheless,
I mean, yeah, that's pretty. I would say that's a pretty.
Yeah,
You talk.
nonetheless, yeah, I don't I don't want to have to deal with a big yard, and because I want to have a lot of trees, that can affect the performance of solar panels. So at that point, what's the point of eating $10,000? Other than to say screw you to Upco.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I would say maybe you could get them, but I mean, that's... I mean, I would say up there where you live, I mean, you're not gonna... There's not gonna be enough months of the year when even if you do have kids, there's not gonna be that many. Like where I live, I like having a backyard so I can hang out and do stuff. But I mean, it's not... But I mean, where you live, there's... I don't even know if your kids will want a swing. You'll get a swing set if you eventually have quick kids, because it might not... It probably is... It might not be worth it up there.
Well, we have swing sets. It's just you can't really use them half of the year.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah, you don't really have that usable. So it might not be... But I mean, you're not gonna have to worry about needing that much space, since it's gonna be unusable half the year.
Yeah.
Over half, actually.
But, yeah, for reference, I've been debating on buying a plot of land. There's a plot of land owned by a family. They've been wanting to put something on that plot of land for years. All it is right now is just trees. It's not even level. It's not even cleared. It's all just trees. So. But I've been debating of doing that. And even though I've wanted to go to North Carolina for so long, I still do. That's not out of the cards. If anything, bare minimum, if I ever retire, I hope to retire in North Carolina. But, I don't know. I feel like I'm still needed around here, as much as I hate our governor, though supposedly this will be her last year. I hate the weather up here so much. I hate our lack of highways and ability to get around. I hate our lack of store options.
Again, that could all change.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, not the weather, but I mean the lack. Of course, there are. It's not impossible to build highways in the UP, and it's not impossible to build stores up there.
I mean, I will have you note, right now, Houghton, Michigan is literally the top city in the United States in the voting polls for a supercharger. Which is incredibly exciting, because we've needed one for so long with the amount of Teslas that come up here.
I mean, yeah, it's a big tourist attraction, that would make sense, but I read somewhere but I also found up there, apparently Starkville was up there. It was either Starkville or Oxford, Mississippi. I think it was Starkville, Mississippi, that is the home of Mississippi State University, so... And that is also...
As of right now, Houghton is number one.
Sports team, so...
Houghton is number one. I mean,
but yeah.
They may have a university there.
Houghton
We have a
being number one
university
makes
here,
sense.
too. MTU.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys
and they have
need one,
a lot of electric cars there. I think that's where the majority... I think that's the majority of people that actually own them. Tech people. As in Michigan Tech University. That's the university up here.
I mean, that would make sense, but shall we move on to our next topic about Ford discontinuing the F-150 Lightning? Because we got way
speaking
off
of
topic.
EVs, so there's a discontinuation / remodeling going on with the F-150 Lightning. So we are losing the battery electric version of the F-150 Lightning. As sad as that is, especially considering, if I recall, that was the #1 best-selling electric pickup truck in the United States.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what's going on with all the other electric trucks, but I digress. Their plan is to bring it back as an extended range EV.
Which basically means it's a gas engine that then converts into electricity to power the electric motor.
Yeah.
Like what diesel trains do.
Yep. Exactly like diesel trains. A lot of people actually don't know the thing that's actually driving the wheels on a diesel train. It's not actually the diesel engine. It's actually high torque electric motors. Because in order to get those long trains moving, they need the torque at 0 RPM. And you're not going to get that with the diesel engine, and you're not going to get that with the gas engine. That's why they use diesel engines as generators for these electric motors. And Ford is planning on doing the exact same setup, except with a gas engine, of course, not a diesel. I think it'd be stupid to have a diesel.
Aren't there diesel configurations of the F-150 though? So wouldn't it make sense for diesel?
Not in a hybrid format, especially.
Oh yeah.
I
see.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for a hybrid format, especially for marketing terms, because I mean, even though a diesel engine is actually more efficient than a standard gasoline engine, the problem is a big reason why people are going to electric is, hey, gas is expensive. I don't want to pay this much for gas. Well, guess what? Diesel's even more expensive.
And diesels.
So
yeah, more expensive.
Yeah, even though it helps with efficiency technically, because diesel fuel burns more efficiently than gasoline does. The problem is marketing. You're going to have a hard time marketing a hybrid vehicle to someone who's already looking to save money on fuel. And if they find they have to put diesel in it, that's not going to look all that good. So I don't expect a diesel engine to come to any hybrid in the US because you can get gas for so much cheaper. And that's literally the point of hybrids. It's to maintain some sort of gas compatibility, but to save money. That, and again, there are some gas stations that don't sell diesel, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Most of the gas stations in my area do, but there's a few that don't.
Yep.
But even if the gas stations that do sell diesel, like if they have like 16 pumps for reference, there'll be like 4 pumps that sell diesel. Actually, sometimes they have
another
like
thing
pumps
too,
for this trucks in my area.
Another thing too that's hard with diesels is you do not want to run out of fuel in a diesel vehicle, because good luck getting that thing restarted if you actually run out of fuel.
Oh, and diesel runaway.
That too, yep, diesel runaway. And diesels certainly love the cold up here.
Don't people already hate EVs because of supposedly how they perform in cold weather?
Yeah. But nonetheless, that's the point of why I'm saying it doesn't make sense to put a diesel in it. But yeah, Ford's planning on putting a gas engine to act as a generator for the electrical system. I said in my video about this, I think it only makes sense for one particular application. And that is if you are long distance towing. Oh, let me rephrase that. Long distance
towing key.
Frequent long distance towing. Because if you let that engine sit for too long, because I'd assume, which is a common thing that was discovered with many of these other powertrain setups that you can find in like the BMW i3 or the Chevy Volt, if you let that engine sit for too long, that is very unhealthy for it. And if you try to go and start it after 5, 6... Internet, don't even think about it.
You shouldn't have said. You shouldn't have.
But yeah, if you let it sit for too long, it's not good. It's very unhealthy for the engine, and you could be asking for a very expensive repair if you don't use it frequent enough. If you do plan on using the gas engine frequently, if you do plan on long distance towing frequently, then it makes sense. But if not, and this is actually the sentiment amongst most electric truck owners that have towed with their trucks in the past, many of them have found they don't tow frequently enough to justify either needing a range extender, meaning they'd have to do oil changes and pay for gas and that type of stuff. But they don't want to deal with any potential reliability problems because you're adding more complexity. There's no way around that. You're adding more complexity to the vehicle. That's one downside with hybrids. The reliability becomes a bit questionable because you're adding more complexity. That's basic engineering. So that's all I have to say about that. There's another vehicle that I thought was canceled at first because of this. I had to scrap a whole video. It was uploaded, and I was ready to hit publish until I saw a post on Twitter and found, crap, this video is irrelevant now, and I can't post it.
So Volkswagen is discontinuing the ID Buzz for 2026, but will return in 2027, so dealers can clear inventory because it's not selling the greatest.
I mean, it's a 200-ish mile on the surface. It's a 200-ish mile EV for $70,000.
I mean, my dad even said that when my dad and I were traveling, we saw an ID Buzz, and my dad even talked about how it's just expensive.
Yeah, it's one problem. The battery capacity. I mean, the
And
battery
it's a
capacity
minivan
would be
too.
Yeah, the battery capacity would be
Which most
totally
people don't
forgivable if the car cost less. But it's too expensive with too small of a battery. Some people complain about the charging, although I've learned that thing charges from 0 to full in 45 minutes, which is way ahead of so many other vehicles, including Tesla, actually.
Oh yeah.
So that's impressive. But I also bet it's also a combination of minivans are sadly not popular here in the US. It really is a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, to my knowledge, Volkswagen's planning mostly on just having it discontinued for 2026. They haven't, I will say this, they haven't fully committed to its return in 2027, but their plans right now are to bring it back for 2027, based on from what we saw in their press release, which was, they claimed that there's too much heritage with that car, and to cancel it this early would be a sin to them. So I'm hoping they stick to their commitment for its return in 2027, although given the state of electrification in the automotive space right now, I'm a little bit concerned, especially considering that America lost its best-selling electric truck. So that's all I have to say on that.
All right. Well, it's 7:55 p.m. Central, which means 8:55 p.m. Eastern. So I don't know if we're going to be able. I think we have to do a lightning round now, which is that.
Yeah.
So I'll do a lightning round on these, which is that on rumors. The iPhone Fold is rumored to have a 147:1 aspect ratio on the front display and air display of same aspect ratio of the 11-inch iPad. Titanium be made of titanium and glass, liquid metal hinge. 2 finishes of black and white, 0 crease in our display, 5458 milliamp hour battery to be the largest battery in the iPhone, under display front camera. I mean, the iPhone Fold, I mean, I'm tempted to buy it, but I mean, it's still foldable, so we'll just have to see. It's going to be expensive.
Oh, dude, there's no way you can afford that.
I am actually tempted to buy it.
You're not serious, are you?
I am serious. I am tempted.
Oh my goodness. I could not. It just, foldables do not make sense. I don't care what software is put on it. They just don't make sense for a smartphone.
I'm curious to see if it can combine iPhone and iPadOS and iPadOS together, but I mean, costs less than my MacBook, so yeah.
It's like iPadOS is already a mess enough. Why make it messier?
But that's Apple Wallet may soon support Tesla keys. That's actually pretty cool.
I'm not sure why, because I hear the Apple Wallet, the Apple Wallet implementation in terms of car keys has been not as smooth as Tesla's implementation. So would I use it? I don't know, but maybe not.
But I mean, WWDC 26 is rumored to be the debut of the M5 Mac Mini Studio, iMac Pro, new Studio Display, and Pro Display XDR. I mean, I just wanted to mainly report that's WWDC 26 will be when they debut, which, I mean, that's cool, I guess. But then this is our most interesting
But unless you don't have anything to say about that, this is our most interesting topic, which is that Apple tested AirPods in bright colors.
Me like.
Me
likes a lot.
They were unfortunately only did it with the first generation AirPods, but I'm like, why? Why didn't they do it before? Why didn't they actually do this? Imagine how good these would look in other colors.
Be easier to figure out whose AirPods are whose.
Same. I can't tell my AirPods apart very easily, and the color would help a lot. And also, people buy cases for AirPods to try to make them different colors, and I'm sorry, I hate AirPods cases, so yeah, that would make a ton of sense. But also, I mean, it's plastic for AirPods, at least as of now, are made out of plastic for crying out loud. You can make plastic practically any color you want.
Even clear.
They did that with Beats. I'm actually debating for my next earbuds going to Beats. I'm not even joking.
I'm not. I love the fit of AirPods too much.
I mean, I do, but I'm not sure if I want to go to the AirPods Pro 3, and also Beats are slightly cheaper, so I'm debating.
But they're always bass heavy.
Beats are?
Yeah. Beats have always had a heavy bass signature, so you can hear the beat.
I should tell you that I also don't. I never use AirPods to listen to music.
I mean, fair.
So I mean, because I basically just use it for watching YouTube videos and listening to a podcast. So that wouldn't be a big. Again, I still want to go AirPods Pro 3 for my next earbuds because I think I am starting to tell the sound is degrading a little bit on these AirPods. My AirPods Pro 2, but I don't know yet what I'll do about the earbuds. But in other news, we're out of time, so.
Yup.
As always, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Teddy Macker from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is Alpha DeWolf from the Random Alpha.
As always, I'm saying peace out for now, and we hope to see you all in the next episode, which hopefully will be not too long from now.
Yep.